My name is Celia. I'm on the resilience map. This is Jesse. This is Maribel. They are a few of the team members. We have many others. So I want to start with a little bit of background. Just this. So those two are photos from the National Day of Civic Hacking, and that's where this project basically spun out of. So during the National Day of Civic Hacking, the core team decided to do something a little bit differently, so they brought in the Neighborhood Empowerment Network along with the SF Department of Emergency Management to basically combine, do some training and do a map exercise where participants got to basically experience what it would be like to plan and prepare their disaster response strategies on a map on paper. And so the little bit of background on the NEN, and they're basically an organization that sits under the City Administrator's Office. They develop culturally competent action plans with community leaders and help San Francisco's most vulnerable residents plan and prepare their disaster response strategies. And the map came out of a question that Daniel asked the group, which was, how do we sustainably empower people in times of stress with a shared asset map, which is the resilience map. Just kidding. I didn't want that. Okay. So what problems are we solving and why is this important? So obviously the resilience map is here so that people can visualize their assets. And the map, in addition to allowing users to come in and input where their resources are, it also layers Jason Lally's SF Open Data. So with Jason's data, we were able to layer anything from the privately owned public open spaces all the way to hospitals and liquefaction zones. And in general, the tool is just a great way to prepare. So next slide. And then now, Maribel is going to give you a little bit of technical background on the map.
Hi everyone. So we recently completed version 1 of our resilience map. Basically, version 1 was pretty much a practice run for our team since no one has used Leaflet before. Just a little bit of background. For V1, we use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, as well again as Leaflet for our mapping. And for our backend, we're using Node.js, Express, MongoDB. So yeah, we use this just to get more familiar with Leaflet's functionalities and capabilities. And we also wanted to get more familiar with the SF Open Data, as well as the data that the neighborhood empowerment leaders are trying to add onto our map. So this is what we currently have so far. Okay, so let's see. Here we have these layers are the layers that the neighborhood empowerment leaders are going to be adding onto. They already have an actual map, so they're going to try to import all that data into here. And this is the SF Open Data that we can look at. So we have park and open space, and here we added a little bit of clustering, so it looks we can kind of get a better visualization of the data. And but yeah, this is what we've currently been working on, and it's been fun. We built a lot of momentum, and now we are going to go into version 2, which Jesse's going to talk more about.
Yeah, so we wanted to rebuild this using a code base that was a little easier to maintain over time as we added onto it. So we decided to work with React and Redux to build this in a code base that could be used in the future with more and more members coming on board. And this is part of a larger call to action. There's many other things we can do to improve resiliency. So Celia is going to talk a little bit about that.
So, calls to action. One of our calls to action, I guess, is to prepare. Sign up for NERD training with the SF Fire Department. Visit sf72.org and download the emergency supply checklist. And also attend a Neighbor Fest block party. These are all great ways to prepare for a disaster.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, we got a couple minutes for questions, if anybody has any.
Yes?
Yeah, and then maybe repeat the question. You got it.
So the visual edition that you showed was really good. I think it was funny.
Well, I'll take the other one. There's the one.
So the visual edition you showed was really cool. Are you also doing something to make that information available offline? In the event of a disaster, there's a solid chance that you're not able to access that.
Yeah, so that's something we talked about in V2. We definitely want to work with that. For the moment, we haven't gotten to that capability yet. We've got a lot of functionality we want to add on with V2. A lot of that also depends on our first user testing session with MEN, which is at the end of this month. So depending on how they want to use it, they have a physical copy of the map as well. So depending if they want that functionality, we'll move forward with that.
Any other questions? Awesome, I'll give another round of applause.